Hello? Oh. Would help if I have the camera on. That would be ideal. Hello. Hello and welcome. It is cup final time, baby. And I thought, as the same goes for, of course, the Premier League the other day, I got a bit pissed. I'll be honest with you. Oh my God. I can't remember if I was like absolutely battered during the game or at the end of the game. I think I was all right by the end. Like, I was fairly pissed, but I wasn't like really bad. But on the playback stream, I was absolutely leathered. And I was just knocking back the the double vodka and what did I have? Double vodka and lemonade, I think I was having towards the end. Either way, it was all for something in the end. We've secured Champions League football. And of course, today we have our final game of the season. Hopefully it ends better for us today than Manchester United's first pre-season game for the summer. They lost to Malaysia All-Stars. And we could end on a high. Listen, there's pressure. There's pressure. There is obviously pressure in this game. I don't want to take away from the prestige. There is prestige in this trophy. It is obviously a newer trophy, a newer addition to the UEFA tournaments, but it is one that we have never won. And it is one that I think that we should absolutely be winning, because if we win this, we have won every single trophy once again. We've won it. Oh, we've won it. Oh, we've won it. Oh, as the song so eloquently goes. It is, and I will mention this, Tales of the Blanco, a Real Madrid fan in the chat saying that Real Betis took a fight to us and Barca. I think you are in for a long one. Well, we're going to go through the form of both sides. We're also going to go through the starting 11s if they do come out in time for the end of the pre-show. We're only going to go on for about 30 minutes or so, I would say, maybe 45 minutes at a push, depending on what news comes out, of course. If the lineup does come out, though, of course, please do tell me, and I will, I'll probably have my notifications on anyway. But before we begin, please do smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel, of which this is the last Chelsea watch-along of the season. However, it is not the last watch-along of the season. We've still got 2 to go. We've got the Champions League final on Saturday, and we have, following that, in the same moment, 8 o'clock kickoff for the Champions League final, 9 o'clock kickoff for LAFC versus Club America. The winner of that Club World Cup qualifier will face us in the group stages of the Club World Cup. So we will be carrying on the show from the Champions League into that on the same stream. We won't be ending the stream for the Champions League. We'll be just going straight into that and merging it into one. With that said, are we doing watch-alongs for Club World Cup games? We are. I'm doing one every single day that there is a Club World Cup fixture on. I will be live, so do keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll be picking random games, big games, but random games, because I don't want to just do the same games that fucking Mark Goldbridge is doing and, everyone else. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to be picking some weird ones. All the same. Just quickly, a taste for what games we're going to open the watch-alongs for the Club World Cup with PSG versus Atletico Madrid on the 15th. On the Monday, the 16th, it's Chelsea's first game against either LAFC or Club America. Tuesday is River Plate versus Urawa Red Diamonds. Wednesday is Real Madrid versus Al Hilal, which Ronaldo might be playing in, as he may be joining either side in that game. Inter Miami versus FC Porto on Thursday. We then have Flamengo versus Chelsea on Friday. Saturday is Mamelodi Sundowns versus Borussia Dortmund. And then Sunday is Real Madrid versus Pakua. So a lot of stuff to come over the summer, that's for sure. With that said, for the last fucking time, I'm going to say that. Let's go through some of the bits and bobs going into this game. As you can see, the last 5 form for both sides are as followed: a draw, a loss, and a draw for Real Betis. And whilst a Real Madrid fan, Tales of the Blanco, does stress that Real Betis gave Real Madrid and Barcelona both a bit of a seeing to, or at least tried to. I don't know, what's their fixtures. Should we have a little look see? So the last time they faced Real Madrid, I don't know. It was a draw against Barcelona in not the new camp, but whatever the fuck the one is at the moment. Real Madrid, they beat Real Madrid back in March. So you never know. You never know. That said, they've never won a European Cup before. I think, I'm fairly sure. But all the same, their recent form is not amazing. It's not very good. That said, I'm very confident in thinking that Real Betis are going to be playing some crafty tactics. They're going to be a little bit rough. They're going to be a little bit rough around the edges. That's for sure. They're going to be some dirty bastards, is what I'm predicting Real Betis are going to be today. Looking at the season form for both sides, we've got 58 to 56 in total games played, 28 wins to 34 for Chelsea, 16 draws to Chelsea's 9, 14 losses to Chelsea's 13. We've got one less loss in 2 less games. So fairly even in that regard. 15 clean sheets to 19 clean sheets. Can you believe that Chelsea have 19 clean sheets last season? It doesn't make sense. It's not something that I would have thought would have been the case, but I did the maths. I calculated it 4 times just to make sure. 19 clean sheets this season for Chelsea. Real Betis have qualified for Europa League. Wow. Can someone please check for if David Luiz plays for Flamengo? I think didn't Jorginho just sign for Flamengo? I'm fairly sure that he did. Final position for Real Betis was 6th. Chelsea, obviously 4th. We found that out just a couple of days ago. Isco is their top scorer, and Cole Palmer, the top scorer for Chelsea in all competitions, which not a lot of goals. I mean, a good amount of goals, but not a lot compared to, I think it was it 15 this season in comparison to like well over 20 last season. Lo Celso, Isco, Anthony, and Bakamba are danger men for them. I mean, they're all their top scorers. They've been very, very good for them by all accounts. If we go into their stats, we have top scorers in the Conference League. Bakambu with 7, Anthony with 4. It's worrying for me, I must say. I think not just for myself, but for everyone. I think everyone has got slight, not even a slight one. It's quite a largely announced worry. I think it is no secret. I think it is no surprise to anyone that Chelsea are not. We're nervous for the sake of the fact that it's a European Cup final. I will say I didn't wake up this morning with the same sort of vigor and nervousness and excitement for the Forest game, or even, a Champions League, a Europa League final would have still got me out of bed a little bit peppier than I did this morning. But it's still a big game, and Real Betis are going to absolutely go for it in this game. I do think, however, that because of the result on Sunday, that Chelsea will have a sense of confidence about them that will, I think, see us over the line. I think there's a very fine line between cockiness, brashness, and then there also being confidence to see us, just have that. It's confidence and also nowhere near as much nervousness, because as we've said, Real Betis have never won a European trophy. Many would see that as maybe spurring them on, giving them motivation, the fact they've never done it. But then at the same time, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure in this game now for these players. Whereas I would argue there isn't half the pressure now coming into this game, because we do not rely on the sort of reward that comes with Conference League. That said, these players, these Chelsea players, this is for many of them, all of them very, very young. This is their first taste of European competition finals. And so there will be, again, for that matter, a huge level of nervousness, a whole level of doubt, and, I just a feeling in them that will maybe cause an error here or there from either sides. I'm hoping, and we are going to go through this from my predicted 11, not the starting 11, but my predicted 11 for this game. I think there's room. I think there's room for younger players to come into in fact, let's just go into it now, shall we? So as we know, Jorgensen is the only confirmed starting player in this game for Chelsea and any of the team, to be, in Real Betis. I did note that, hang on. Oh, Twitter's so shit. X is so shit these days. My God. Why is it not loading my tweets? There we go. So we had this posted, and I know it is just artwork, right? I know it is just artwork, but there is very specific players, and I don't. It might not confirm, but I'm gonna start reading between the lines, and for me, Jorgensen is already confirmed, even though he's not on there on that that graphic. James is on the graphic, which immediately I'm not so confident that James is going to start, even though he's on that graphic. You'd think they'd include players like George if George was going to start, I don't know why they would keep that. Like, he's been in the tournament the whole time. Same for Dewsbury Hall. How Dewsbury Hall isn't on that graphic, I don't know. I'm unsure. But based on my assumption that we're going to go with all the players that are on that graphic, it will look something like this. We're going to go James at right back. We've got Cucurella at left back. We do have... not Lavia, sorry. Enzo and Caicedo in the middle. Palmer just in front. And then we also have Neto and Sancho on that graphic as well. And I don't necessarily see this as out of the realm of possibility, to be completely honest with you. I wouldn't have really liked Sancho to play. I don't really want Sancho to start. I do also think that Jackson will start in this game. I think it would be silly for us not to start him. That said, Guiu has had some moments in the in the Conference League as well. Centre backs. I've seen some people speculating that Badiashile is going to be starting in this game. I think that would be absolutely ridiculous. I think that would be absolutely outrageous if we were to start Badiashile. Me personally, I'm going to go with Chalobah and Colwill. It's the last game of the season. The only person I don't like starting in this game is James, and for no other reason other than he started against Nottingham Forest, and I just think it's such a risk. So for this reason and this reason only, right? He's had his injury concerns this season. He's been out with injury. He's been out with sickness at times, and we've been easing him back in. We've been avoiding playing him too often, and we've been opting to play him in Conference League matches, right? Very rarely, maybe once. I think someone said that he played against Fulham and then also in the Conference League one week, right? It would be so stupid for us to have done that all season, not going too quickly back into James. And then for us to play him both games in the last 2 games and risk, I'm not saying he will get injured. I fucking hope he doesn't. But it's such a risk to get all this way, him be completely fit and ready to go into the summer with the Club World Cup. No doubt FIFA, well, they want all the stars playing in that tournament. So you would imagine that James should be wanting to play in that competition. I just think it's a massive risk to start him in a game as well. And again, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but we've got Champions League. If we win, we're going to get told that, oh, you should have won anyway. And then if we lose, we're just going to get clowned on the whole fucking time. So it's a lose-lose situation, this game. It really is. There really is no way to win this game in the eyes of others. But then it's a Chelsea thing because we really we really have had to put up with that sort of thing for years now. So I will say 100 of you in here at the moment. Please do smash the like button. Subscribe, hit the bell notification. We're very close to 11,500 subscribers on the channel. I think just over 20. I think 20 subscribers. Anyway, in terms of what I would like, this is what I think we're going to go with now. This is what I would like, right? So let's get everyone off here. Jorgensen, we know, is starting. And we're going to go with... I still want to go with Colwill and Chalobah at the back, right? However, well, I don't know why there would be any reason to rest Colwill at all. It's not the same situation as James, so I can absolutely see Colwill's going to be full of fucking adrenaline and everything from scoring that goal against Forest as well. So I think we go with these two. I could see Tosin, but I think Chalobah getting dropped for the game would mean that we might go with him. On the left, it's got to be Cucurella. On the right, purely because James started the other day, I think it's just wise for us to go with... I would say Achimpong, but I think that's taking the piss a bit. Like, I'm all for, right, and I'm going to get to it. In fact, I'll go to it now. On the wings, I want to see George start. I want to see George on the right, and I want to see Neto on the left. I'm going to go for Jackson. Just because... I think he deserves one. I don't think he deserves it, but I think it's like he's got to play one more game at least. And I don't think we're going to sell him by any stretch of the imagination. So I think that could be our front three. I'd love to see George start in a final. I think he's absolutely deserved it. And also, I'll get to this one as well, just because both of these players, all three of these players, let's just put him in. If you are someone who thinks that Dewsbury Hall shouldn't start, have you been watching the Conference League? He has been our best player. Bar Jorgensen, who, again, I mean, he's had his... George and Dewsbury Hall have both been our best players in the Conference League. I'm not saying this season, but I'm just saying that Dewsbury Hall has been fantastic in the Conference League. And so, by the same measurement, that if Maresca's saying that you know, Jorgensen's played all tournament and he's been fantastic and he's been the main goalkeeper for the tournament, and it'd be unfair on him to start Sanchez because it's a final. You kind of have to do the same for Dewsbury Hall, who has played in every single Conference League game that there has been this season. I think even against Servette, if you can remember that far back, even in the qualifying games against Servette home and away, I think Dewsbury Hall played in those games. So for that reason, I want to see it as well. I think Dewsbury Hall deserves it. I think he's earned it. And because, again, we don't have to win for European qualification purposes. I'm stressing I'm desperate to win because we need a silverware and we need a trophy. But just talking on qualification circumstances, right? We don't need to guarantee anything in this game. So the only thing we're going for in this game is silverware. We don't need Europa League qualification because we've got Champions League. And so I think you give someone like Dewsbury Hall the run of the field because he's earned it. Same goes for Tyreek George. I think in games, you know, he's obviously come in clutch with that goal. I think it was against Fulham, wasn't it? It's the same principle for George, that Dewsbury Hall and Jorgensen played a lot of games. George has played a lot of games. You could say the same about Achimpong, but I don't think it's the same situation, in my opinion. It's slightly different. It's kind of the same. Not really. In the middle, I would suggest that we still go with Palmer, to be completely honest with you. And then also in midfield, I think it has to be Enzo Fernandez. So realistically, we're dropping Madueke, Sancho sort of on the wing for George. And other than that, it's Dewsbury Hall in for Romeo Lavia, who's not necessarily even 100% fit himself or wanting to be risked. So for me, could I see Mark Guiu start over Jackson in this game? No. I just don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised if he sort of like shocks us and puts out that kind of lineup. But at the same time, it is the last game. Everyone else other than James can be risked because they're all a lot fitter in terms of being injury prone and whatnot. And I just think we've wrapped him in bubble wrap for so long. Why would you risk it on the last day playing him back to back from the start? You know what I'm saying? Harry, sometimes you use emotions and not your brains to speak. We need a strong team. This team have beaten strong teams in Spain. But we've done so well with... This is a strong team. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? There's two players in there that are to some people dubious. Maybe even one. It's Dewsbury Hall that raises some eyebrows, but for me, he's played every single game that there has been in the Conference League. The same metric for Jorgensen, and I think George deserves it as well. I think George is absolutely capable of playing in a game like this. Lavia's not in the squad, you're right. So I think this is easily a very, very good team. I would no chance would I be upset if Dewsbury Hall was to start in this game at all. So I'm not even using emotions. I suppose I am, but it's yeah, I know. It's just a thought, for Christ's sake. It's just with the Jorgensen situation, I could see it very much happening. I think it'd just be so harsh on Dewsbury Hall not to start him. Take him off at half time if he's having a stinker. But overall, I just think one rule for one, it has to be the same for the others, you know? I think Madueke over Neto otherwise seems solid. I could see that. I think Madueke as well has been quite impact. He's been quite a regular face in the Conference League as well. But then so's Neto, I suppose. I reckon Dewsbury Hall has been promised half. maybe come on in the second half. I think also, I don't know, I think that's harsh on him to like be saying to him, if we're like 1-0, 2-0 up late on in the game, then maybe you'll come on. The poor guy's played every minute of every game, more or less, just to be benched. KDH and Enzo together is just too risky, in my opinion, for a team like Betis. It is. But again, I just think it's so harsh on him to not play him. Unless, and this would be interesting, would it not? It would be even worse, arguably. Well, I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. I understand a lot of people don't want Dewsbury Hall starting, but give the guy some fucking... give him a break. Cut him some slack, for Christ's sake. It's the last game. Clearly, you're giving up the middle. Palmer and Hall don't tackle. I know. Both captains not starting. Well, I fucking... Devanch, make your mind up. What do you want? I know what you want. You want fucking our strongest possible 11, but James isn't... he probably is starting, but it just seems such a risk. KDH deserves the full 90. He does. Exactly. He had to go to Kazakhstan. Start the fucking start him. I don't give a shit what goes on. I think it's just purely out of principle that the fucking guy deserves to start. Giving the captains up. Have there been any rumours on this starting 11? Because all we have to go off so far is what I've been saying. Again, please do like the video, subscribe. Let's try and get to 100 likes before the end of this stream. We'll go on for another 15 minutes or so, just while we wait for a potential lineup. There's no more leaks or anything these days, is there? Don't care if Dewsbury Hall is fit. We need to start our strongest team. We need to win, not to please somebody. That's it. I mean, KDH does deserve, but we deserve to win too without any heart attacks. That's just not something that is possible. Go on live scores, Harry. Their predicted lineup. All right, give me a sec. Fucking FOTMob. Their predicted 11 is they've got Badia Shield at the back, which fucking Jesus Christ. You talk about Devanch. You talk about strongest 11s. If they start Badia Shield, I want you to I want to see what you have to say. Honestly, I want to see what you have to say. Prediction. Where's the predicted lineup? Lineups. Yeah. I mean, that's just crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Let me go on this one. And then, hang on. Bear with me. Bear with me now. Keep smashing that like button whilst I figure this out. Oh, for the love of... there we go. Good enough. Look at this for a predicted 11, right? Jorgensen in goal. Mark Cucurella. Benoit Badiashile. That's the second place now that's had him. Honestly, we might as well start Dewsbury Hall. If Badiashile's starting, then fucking why not? I swear to God, if they start Badiashile, I'd be so pissed. What are we doing here? What are these predicted lineups? You're trying to tell me mine was bad? Devanch. These are stinky. What's this? What's going on here? Jackson up top, Sancho, Cole Palmer, and Enzo with Madueke on the right. I hate that formation, though, just the way it looks. I know we kind of play like that, but it's also not really. James at right back, Kukurea, Badiashile, and Tosin. Fucking give me strength. And then Jorgensen up top. I just think, again, Colwell's going to be on an all-time high. Why would you not start someone who's got loads of momentum, you know? Just want our captains to play a part in our first trophy in 4 fucking years. Well, yeah. I'm not saying James doesn't play at all. I hope you understand that that's not the case. I want James to be on the pitch. I just think give him the last sort of 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Just get him over the line. Get him into the summer window, not the window to sell him, but I'm just saying, get him over into the summer periods with no injuries at all. You know, I'm just worried. I just think we've done so well to keep James' injuries away in the back end of this season after playing him quite a bit still, and he's had a pivotal role. He's played a massive role in this end of the year. It would be a shame if in a game that seemingly has lost as much sort of significance, it would be a shame for him to get injured in this game. Tom Mann says it's going to be Jorgensen, Kukurea, Chalobah, Colwill, Gusto, Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer, Madueke, Neto, and Jackson. I personally haven't included Gusto because I just think he's not been very good lately. I could absolutely see a world in which it happens because you think, right, let's drop him then, shall we? Let's drop him, and then we go Malo Gusto. It looks good. It looks good. It does look good. I'm going to go through the predicted scoreline in just a second. But I don't trust Gusto at the moment. I love him. Don't get me wrong. I'm really, really fond of him. And I still think that there is a player there. But my God, he's had such a bad season. He's had such a bad season. And so, again, not to think with emotion, but if you're starting fucking Malo Gusto after the stinker he's had this season, right? But then you don't start Dewsbury Hall, who has been arguably our best player in the Conference League this season. It's just ridiculous. I think the only person on the pitch who is non-negotiable for me at this point is Dewsbury Hall. I feel so sorry for the guy. If he's done so well this season, and I know people say, but we're saying about play the strongest possible 11. You're acting like he's a fucking Make-A-Wish kid or whatever. Like he's there as a charity case. He's been very good in the Conference League. You know? I don't really care who starts. Our manager should know who's ready from who's not. Just win the bloody trophy. I mean, that above everything else is just get it over the fucking line. I just think, for me, this is my lineup. You know? And if you've got a problem with that, I got 2 words for you. Palmer needs to turn up. Yeah. I mean, let's get into predictions. Again, do smash that like button. We're so close to 100 likes now on the stream, and it's only a pre-show. It's only a pre-show. If we could get to 100 likes before the end, that would be absolutely fantastic. I've got a couple more things I want to go through. First of all, again, remember, we have the Club World Cup coming up. That starts on the 15th or the 14th, technically. But I will be doing one watch-alongs every single day. We've gone through the games. I won't go through them again, but we're doing watch-alongs every single match day of the Club World Cup. So please do join me for that this summer. And after this, obviously got the watch-along tonight, and then we've got the Champions League merging together with LAFC versus Club America, the qualifying game. The winner of that game we face in the Club World Cup. With that said, predictions-wise for the game, I'm in a bit of two ways. I think going on emotion. If we're going on emotion, I think that I think that Chelsea are going to come into this game full of beans. I reckon they're going to be really, really full of motivation, full of adrenaline after what they've achieved on the weekends. I just think they're going to be up for it. I think they're going to be up for it, but in a different way from Real Betis. I think Real Betis, they're going to be absolutely like going for it. I'm terrified of Anthony. I'm terrified of Bakumbu. I'm terrified of Isco as well. All three of those players, Lo Celso and a few others as well. But I just think we're going to be up for it today. I don't usually come into games with confidence, and even when I do, it never ends well. It never ends well at all. But as long as we can keep Anthony at bay, I think it will be all right. Isha has just said, you guys realize this is a final and not a charity cup. We need to play our strongest team. Oh, fuck off. Shut the fuck up. It was one player. That whole 11 is fine. It is absolutely fine. If you don't like Dewsbury Hall, I don't give a shit. He deserves to play in this game. He has been the best player in this tournament for Chelsea. You clearly haven't watched the Conference League at all if you think he is just easily, fuck him off. By that reckoning, put Sanchez in goal. Don't play Jorgensen at all because he's played his heart out this Conference League and has taken us to a final, yeah? Don't play him. Don't play George because he's played his fucking heart out as well. I understand it's a final, but you've got to allow it at some point. It's a third fucking division of European Cups. Yes, I want to win it. Yes, I want to win it. But fucking chill out. Fuck me. These are human beings, for Christ's sake. They deserve it. They've played so well. All three of those players have done so well. Right? On the player ratings. On the FOTMob ratings. Dewsbury Hall. Top player. Top fucking player for Chelsea. I'd love to see, if I can, teams. I can't. Wait, I might be able to. Conference League. Won't let me do it. I'm fairly sure Dewsbury Hall's got the highest ratings, average-wise, for any player in the tournament. I could be wrong. I could be talking out my ass. But give the guy a fucking break. Give the guy a fucking chance. You know what I'm saying? Jesus. With that said, my prediction for the game, I'm going to go 3-2 Chelsea. 3-1 Chelsea. 3-1. And I think Dewsbury Hall fucking scores. Maybe even a brace. If Dewsbury Hall starts today and he scores, you could all swivel on one of them. Yeah? All of you that are doubting Dewsbury Hall. If Dewsbury Hall scores today, I'm going to go fucking nuts. It'll make my final. It'll make me even more interested in this game. I'll tell you that much for free. 3-1 prediction. Dewsbury Hall is getting a fucking goal today. I'm telling you that much for free. With that said, let me know your predictions. I'll leave it there. Please do smash the like button. 11 likes away from 100 on the channel, on the stream. Have I got beers? I might have to have a couple. I've got some left over from the game on Sunday. And we're 8 subscribers away from 11,500 subscribers. So please do smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you 7 o'clock, an hour before kickoff for all the build-up. We'll carry on where we left off and we'll go through the starting 11 and we'll include Dewsbury Hall because he's going to fucking be there. Ladies and gentlemen, the button's not working. Where is it? 10 o'clock. I'll see you in just over an hour's time. See you later. Goodbye.